Alright, this is a battle between me and PorkyDaPig, and I'm using my team I've been using lately, which has just been an awesome team. It's done really well lately. So I start with my Bronzong. He starts with a TrickZam, and it's kind of funny because my Bronzong has Trick, so he gets a lagging tail, and I thought that was pretty funny. So I have to switch out because I set up my stealth rocks and whatnot, and I don't want to be stuck on that doing nothing. So I send out Coon, he started balls, and I get a defense drop, and that sucked. So I predicted either a switch or a trick, and he tries a trick, and doesn't work behind the sub. And I calm mind up, and he uses Psychic, which breaks my sub. But I predict a switch here, so I substitute up again, and he switches out his Gengar. And because of his name, I kind of figured it was an explosion Gengar, but then once he used substitute, I thought it wasn't. It turns out that it is an explosion Gengar, but when he substituted, I didn't think it was. So I calm mind, he thunderbolts and breaks my sub. And here I think I calm mind after he breaks my sub. And I surf right here. He thunderbolts, doesn't really do too much to me. I surf, break his substitute, and then I didn't know what he was going to do here. If maybe he would switch into something that could take a surf better, but instead he explodes. That kind of sucked because I had like 2 or 3 calm minds. I don't remember. I think it was 2. So yeah. He sent out his trick Alakazam again, and I sent out my Bronzong. I gyro ball. I was thinking it would kill it, and if I didn't have that stupid scarf, it would have killed it. But oh well. And then he tricks, again. I don't know if he predicted that I would switch or what, but yeah. So then he switches in at Mr. T, his Medicham, and he fire punches me, and that does quite a bit. I just decided to stay in and try gyro balling, and because Medicham is pretty slow and I have that scarf, it doesn't do very much, and so his second fire punch kills me. And I noticed the life orb, so I know it doesn't have a scarf or something, or a band or whatever. And he fire punches my Celebi, and the Celebi is just such a beast. Takes a little bit more than half, just a tiny bit more, and I Thunder Wave it, knowing that I can probably outstall it because of, I recover, predicting either a switch or maybe, I would just try to outstall it and hope he'd get Parahacks, and he did. Just did it a lot quicker than I thought, and I finish him off with a Grass Knot. Then he switches in this thing, and I try to Thunder Wave it, but he taunts me, and this is the weirdest Infernape set I've ever seen, so I have to switch that thing out. I switch in Machamp, who I figured he'd take a Flamethrower pretty well, but instead he bulks up, which I've never seen that before on an Infernape. Then he Flare Blitzes me, and that finishes off my Machamp. And then of course he takes recoil damage as well as Life Orb. I send in my Salamence, and I figured he probably didn't have. I tried to Dragon Dance. He predicted that. It was a really nice prediction. I figured since it seemed to be a physical ape, it wouldn't have hidden power ice, and I guess I was correct. He tries flare blitzing me, and I just earthquake it. And of course, didn't do very much. The flare blitz didn't do very much because it's not very effective. So he sends that thing out, and I wasn't sure if I'd outspeed or not, but I figured I'd just go for the outrage anyway. And it turns out I did outspeed it, which is pretty incredible since mine is adamant and not jolly or whatever. So I thought I would probably lose the speed battle there, but ended up outspeeding him. So he sends out Tyranitar, and I'm of course stuck on outrage. So I outrage him, and it takes him down to about 1/3 HP or so. Not exactly sure how much, but it looks to be about 1/3 or so. And he Dragon Dances, and that kind of sucks because I get confused, so I wasn't sure, and I wasn't sure if I'd outspeed him again, but Turns out that I do outspeed him. I don't hit myself in confusion. I earthquake, kill him, and that's game. So good game, and thanks for watching, guys.